there's not a soul out there.
Hello, and welcome back to World Music Facts. It is a pleasure to have you with us again as we explore the stories behind the world's most iconic songs. Today, we are investigating the timeless allure, the sonic mastery, and the enduring global phenomenon behind ABBA's disco pop masterpiece. Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight. The story of Gimme, Gimme, Gimme is one of creative ingenuity and late-night inspiration. Released in 1979, during the height of the disco era, the song was recorded at Polar Studios in Stockholm. Unlike the upbeat, sunshine-filled tracks that often define the genre, this song captured a different energy: loneliness, longing, and the surreal feeling of a night. Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus crafted the song with a distinct, driving synthesizer hook that has become one of the most recognizable melodies in pop history. It was a departure from their previous sound, leaning heavily into a darker, more rhythmic electronic arrangement that perfectly complemented the yearning in the lyrics. At the heart of the track is the incredible vocal performance by Agnetha Faltskog. Her voice carries the weight of the song's narrative, embodying the desperate search for love at midnight. The production choice to feature that soaring, haunting synthesizer riff, which anchors the entire song, was a brilliant move. It provided the earworm quality that made the song inescapable on dance floors across the globe. This was a deliberate choice by the band, who were pushing the boundaries of what pop music could sound like by experimenting with synthesizers and sophisticated layered vocals that were ahead of their time. The success of Gimme, Gimme, Gimme highlights the genius of ABBA's ability to create sad disco. While the beat makes you want to move, the lyrics evoke a sense of isolation that resonated deeply with their audience. This duality is why the song has maintained such massive relevance decades later. It bridges the gap between the structured pop of the 70s and the electronic dance music that would later dominate the charts. When analyzing its lasting appeal, we must look at how the song has been rediscovered by new generations. The iconic synthesizer riff has been sampled and interpolated in modern hits, most notably in Madonna's Hung Up, which introduced ABBA's sound to an entirely new audience and cemented the riff's status as a timeless musical motif. This constant reemergence in pop culture demonstrates that the song's foundation, its rhythm, its hook, and its emotional weight, is fundamentally perfect beyond the music itself. Gimme, Gimme, Gimme represents a moment where European pop production set the global standard. The attention to detail in the studio, from the layered backing vocals that create a wall of sound and precise percussion, reflects the band's relentless pursuit of perfection. This song, in particular, showcases how they could take a simple concept and turn it into a high-art pop composition. Deep within the mystery of this song lies the secret of its minor key magic. Unlike many major key pop songs of the era, the band chose to write this in a minor key, which is inherently linked to feelings of sadness or tension. By pairing this minor key melody with a driving, high BPM disco beat, ABBA created a subconscious cognitive dissonance in the listener. Your brain wants to dance because of the tempo, but your heart feels the ache of the melody. This emotional tension is the secret sauce that prevents the song from becoming just another disposable disco track. Furthermore, the recording process for this track was notoriously grueling. ABBA was known for their perfectionism, often recording multiple versions of a single instrument track just to get the feel right. The synthesizer part, played by Benny Andersson, was painstakingly layered to create a thick, expansive soundscape that felt larger than life. They weren't just recording a song, they were engineering an experience. This level of sonic detail is why the track sounds just as crisp and powerful on modern studio headphones today as it did on 1979 vinyl. Now, let us delve even deeper into the intricate layers of this production, uncovering aspects that few casual listeners realize. The song's structural brilliance lies in its economy of sound. Despite the complexity of its layers, there is no wasted space. Every synthesizer staccato and every breath in the vocal track serves a narrative purpose. It is a masterclass in spatial awareness within a mix, a skill that Benny and Bjorn have perfected over years of producing hits. This song, more than perhaps any other in their catalog, relies on the interplay between empty space and dense harmonic stacks, creating a sense of urgency that pulls the listener forward from the very first note. Another fascinating and often overlooked aspect of the track is the influence of its European roots on its global trajectory. While disco was a distinctly American-born phenomenon, ABBA reinterpreted it through a lens of Nordic introspection. This resulted in a sound that was less about the party and more about the after-party, the quiet, introspective moments when the music stops, but the feeling remains. This gave the song a universal melancholy that allowed it to connect with audiences in markets as diverse as Japan, Australia, and South America, where the specific nuances of American R&B-based disco might not have resonated as strongly. Furthermore, we must address the technological pioneering that the band engaged in. When they recorded this in 1979, the digital revolution was just on the horizon. ABBA was utilizing some of the most advanced analog synthesizers available at the time, pushing them to their limits to simulate sounds that were completely alien to the pop landscape. They were essentially sound designers, as much as they were songwriters. This commitment to finding a unique sonic identity is exactly why the track hasn't aged like other late 70s recordings. It was built on an experimental sonic foundation rather than relying on the trending production styles of the day. Even the vocal arrangement is a subject of study for modern producers. The way they double-track their voices, recording the same vocal part multiple times and layering them, was done with such precision that it created a shimmering effect. This is why the chorus sounds so huge, almost like a choir of voices. Even though it is just a small group, they weren't just recording. They were orchestrating frequency, ensuring that the vocals sat perfectly in the mix without ever feeling cluttered. It is a level of technical mastery that remains the gold standard in music production. The song also serves as a testament to the relentless iteration that defined the band's career. ABBA was famous for holding on to song ideas for months or even years until the timing and the execution felt perfect. Gimme, Gimme, Gimme went through numerous revisions, with the band experimenting with different tempos and arrangements before settling on the driving, insistent version we know today. This patience allowed them to strip away anything that wasn't essential, leaving behind a pure pop composition that feels inevitable rather than constructed. Finally, we have to recognize the emotional architecture of the song. It doesn't just tell a story, it builds a world. The listener is taken from the quiet realization of solitude in the verses to the explosive emotional release of the chorus. This arc is fundamental to the song's success, as it mirrors the emotional journey of the listener. By providing this structure, ABBA made it incredibly easy for the audience to invest themselves in the song. It is a brilliant example of emotional manipulation through music, a craft that ABBA had mastered better than almost anyone else in the history of the industry. Beyond these technical aspects, there's a profound human element to the track's longevity. We must consider the cultural mirror effect. Throughout the 80s, 90s, and into the new millennium, the track has consistently been picked up by filmmakers and television producers to represent the feeling of being lost in the city. It has become a sonic shorthand for urban loneliness. Whether the character walking through a neon-lit street at 2 a.m. or a lonely dancing club, the song perfectly encapsulates that specific, bittersweet feeling. This cinematic quality has ensured that the song remains relevant across various media formats, keeping it firmly embedded in the cultural conversation. Moreover, the song's success challenged the disposable nature of pop music. During the 70s, many critics viewed disco as a passing fad, music that was designed for the moment and meant to be forgotten. Gimme, Gimme, Gimme defied this narrative. By infusing the genre with such emotional depth and production precision, ABBA effectively future-proofed their work. They proved that if you focus on the quality of the composition, you can create something that survives the shifting tides of music trends. This philosophy has influenced generations of artists who now strive to achieve that same timeless quality in their own records. Lastly, we cannot ignore the role of the band's legacy in the streaming era. The digital age has allowed listeners to engage with the song on their own terms. Whether it appearing on curated mood playlists or being featured in viral TikTok trends, the song has proven to be incredibly adaptable. It doesn't need a music video or a radio push to succeed. Its own infectious, melancholic energy is enough to drive listeners back to it time and time again. The song has become its own entity, a living, breathing piece of music that continues to evolve with every new generation that discovers it. This is the ultimate dream of any songwriter, to create something that lives longer than the moment of its creation. As we conclude this deep dive into the history of this legendary track, it is evident that Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. As we conclude this deep dive into the history of this legendary track, it is evident that Gimme, Gimme, Gimme is more than just a dance song. It is a monument to pop craftsmanship and a testament to the fact that when music is built on a foundation of genuine feeling and sonic excellence, it never truly dies. It continues to inspire, to move, and to captivate. Thank you so much for joining us on World Music Facts as we uncover the legend behind this record-breaking hit. If you enjoyed this investigation into the history of this track, please like this video, share it with your friends, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the stories behind your favorite cultural moments. Also, we would love to hear from you. Comment below. What does this song make you feel when you hear that opening synthesizer riff? We read all your comments. See you in the next mystery.